Iran isn't attacking Ukraine, there is not any evidence to assist this claim. In reality, Iran has condemned the Russian invasion of Ukraine and called for a ceasefire. The claim that Iran is attacking Ukraine can also have originated from a misinterpretation of an assertion by means of Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian. In an announcement on February 25, 2022, Amir-Abdollahian said that Iran stands with the human beings of Ukraine and referred to a right-away stop to the violence. However, he did no longer say that Iran changed into attacking Ukraine. The declaration that Iran is attacking Ukraine may additionally be spread via Russian propaganda. Russia has been accused of spreading disinformation approximately the war in Ukraine in an effort to justify its invasion. It is important to be critical of information about the battle in Ukraine and to best consider sources that might be dependable. Iran is rustic in the Middle East. It is bordered by Iraq, Turkey, Azerbaijan, Armenia, Turkmenistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, and the Caspian Sea. Iran has a populace of over 18 million humans, and the reputable language of Iran is Persian. On February 24, 2022, Russia invaded Ukraine. The invasion was condemned by the United Nations and maximum countries around the globe. The United States, the European Union, and different countries have imposed sanctions on Russia in reaction to the invasion. Iran has condemned the Russian invasion of Ukraine. In a declaration on February 25, 2022, Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian said that Iran stands with the human beings of Ukraine and referred to an immediate quit to the violence. Iran has also called for a ceasefire in Ukraine. In an assertion on March 8, 2022, Amir-Abdollahian said that the continuation of the warfare in Ukraine will handiest cause extra bloodshed and destruction. Iran and Russia have an extended history of cooperation. The nations are members of the Shanghai Cooperation Organization and the BRICS group. Iran and Russia have additionally labored together on nuclear and missile programs. However, Iran and Russia have additionally had disagreements inside and beyond. In 2015, Iran reached a nuclear cope with America and different world powers. Russia turned into one of the international locations that negotiated the deal. However, Russia has, for the reasons that expressed worries, approximately the agreement and threatened to withdraw. There isn't any evidence to indicate that Iran is making plans to attack Ukraine. In reality, Iran has condemned the Russian invasion of Ukraine and called for a ceasefire. The declaration that Iran is attacking Ukraine may additionally have been originated from a misinterpretation of an announcement by Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian. In a declaration on February 25, 2022, Amir-Abdollahian stated that Iran stands with the human beings of Ukraine and is known for a direct stop to the violence. However, he did no longer say that Iran changed into attacking Ukraine. The declaration that Iran is attacking Ukraine may have also been spread through Russian propaganda. Russia has been accused of spreading disinformation about the struggle in Ukraine which will justify its invasion. However, there is no evidence to suggest that Iran is attacking Ukraine. In truth, Iran has condemned the Russian invasion of Ukraine and called for a ceasefire. The declaration that Iran is attacking Ukraine might have also originated from a misinterpretation of an assertion via Iranian Foreign Minister Hossein Amir-Abdollahian or from Russian propaganda. Here is some great information on why Iran isn't attacking Ukraine. Firstly, Iran has no strategic interest in attacking Ukraine. Ukraine isn't a member of NATO and Iran does not proportion the border with Ukraine. Iran is already going through vast economic sanctions from America and the European Union. Attacking Ukraine could handiest result in additional sanctions which could harm Iran's financial system even more. Iran is a Shia Muslim country while Ukraine is a majority Orthodox Christian country. Attacking Ukraine might alienate Iran's Shia allies within the Middle East. Iran is a signatory to the United Nations Charter, which prohibits using force in opposition to some other USA. Attacking Ukraine would be a contravention of international regulation. There are many reasons why Iran isn't attacking Ukraine. Iran has no strategic interest in attacking Ukraine, it's already dealing with significant monetary sanctions, attacking Ukraine could alienate Iran's Shia allies, and attacking Ukraine would be a violation of international regulation. Here are some additional factors that are also worth pointing out. Iran has a protracted history of assisting anti-government businesses in other countries. However, there may be no evidence that its miles currently supporting any such groups in Ukraine. Iran does have a large navy, but it isn't as powerful because of the Russian military. Iran would likely face an extensive defeat if it were to attack Ukraine. The United States and its allies could probably reply militarily if Iran had been to assault Ukraine. This might be a prime escalation of the warfare, and it is able to result in a much broader war in the Middle East. It is essential to observe that the state of affairs in Ukraine is fluid, and it's feasible that Iran should change its role in destiny. However, at this time, there is no proof to signify that Iran is making plans to assault Ukraine. For the primary time, Iran is involved in a chief struggle on the European continent. Iran has hired versions of those missiles in several army operations over the last half-decade, which include moves on US positions in Iraq in January 2020 that caused extra than 100 disturbing brain accidents amongst US provider participants. Although Iran has proliferated variants of these weapons to its proxies inside the Middle East, the regime has by no means brought them to Eastern Europe. Like the Shahed 136 drone, those missiles will assist Moscow to preserve its last Iskander short variety ballistic missiles and different missiles, which Russia has used increasingly sparingly as the war drags on. That Tehran and Moscow could cooperate this close in Ukraine caught many observers, together with some leading Russian professionals on Iran, through marvel. Despite their recent alignment, Iran and Russia have a protracted history of hostility and distrust going back to the Tsarist generation, consisting of a series of Russian-Persian wars and frequent Russian meddling in Persian politics. During the Cold War, their relations had been anxious whilst Iran was led by the US allied Shah, and still worse after the 1979 Iranian Revolution. Iran's new regime dubbed the Soviet a Satan, alongside America, and subsidized the Afghan Mujahideen against the Soviets. Just as Moscow aided Baghdad throughout the Iran-Iraq War, relations later progressed, with Russia imparting help to Iran's growing nuclear infrastructure and missile applications in the 90s. But Moscow also earned Iran's mistrust, whilst it waffled on foremost palm offers and assented to multiple United Nations Security Council resolutions sanctioning Iran over its growing nuclear program. Russo-Iranian family members have gained steam, however, due to the fact that Vladimir Putin's 2012 go back to the Russian presidency, and specifically for the reason that his 2015 Navy intervention in Syria, to keep their not unusual ally, Syrian director Bashar al-Assad. Although suspicion and opposition continue to be, each facet more and more sees their interests as intertwined, driven by shared competition to the West. A formal alliance isn't forthcoming, however, that stops Russia and Iran on the side of China from deepening their entente. Since its disastrous invasion of Ukraine, Moscow has doubled down on its partnership with Tehran, including their joint efforts to counter Western sanctions. Iranian Supreme Leader Ali Khamenei, meanwhile, has instructed his underlings to increase more potent members of the family with Russia and China. With the Kremlin's support, Iran has become granted full membership in the Chinese and Russian-led Shanghai Cooperation Organization this closing year. Tehran is also looking for membership within the so referenced to as the BRICS organization, and is presently negotiating an everlasting loose exchange agreement with the Moscow-led Eurasian Economic Union. Viewed in this context, a deal to deliver Russia with drones, missiles, and Navy advisors makes a strategic experience for Iran and can exhibit the latter's value to one of its senior partners inside the anti-Western Entente. The deal also raises the query of what Iran may also get hold of in going back. Advanced Russian fighter planes or the S-400 air protection device, which Moscow has formally declined to sell to Iran, should now be provided. Assistance to Iran's nuclear weapons software will probably remain a bridge too far for Russia, notwithstanding Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky's warning to the opposite. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and remember to hit that subscribe button for more content like this. If you have any questions or comments, feel free to leave them down below, and be sure to check out our other videos on our channel.